Unfortunately, it's kind of a breezy day, so there's a lot of wind noise. But can you hear these KM2s? This is what I pretty much remember about these tires from the last time that I ran them several years ago. These things howl really bad. They're pretty noisy. They're smooth. They don't vibrate or anything. See, the wheel is nice and steady, but they sure do have a lot of road noise. Maybe this is the reason that the dealerships around here have such a hard time selling the Moab models. People take them out for a test drive and they're like, I don't want to listen to that all day long. Hey there, Dixie. Where you been? Always fooling around, aren't you? Well, guys, the time has come to get these back off the Jeep. Didn't leave them on there as long as I planned on because, to be honest, I'm just not a big fan. I guess I got used to having those 35s on here and they look so much better. And I just can't get used to that factory size, you know, as far as appearance goes again. I know it's being nitpicky, but just a quick review though. I did get a chance to run these in thunderstorms because the weather's been real ill today. And these things actually did really good in the rain. I was surprised. You know, I've always heard that these are bad in foul weather, but I tried to make them spin. I hit the brakes hard a few times with no traffic around, obviously. Accelerated pretty hard a few times out on rainy roadways. They did really well. They didn't really show any signs of being dangerous whatsoever. So I think this might actually be a pretty decent foul weather tire. I tell you what, they also roll really smooth down the road. No vibrations, no roughness whatsoever. Really, really smooth. The only bad thing about them is they're noisy. Just like I remember from the other set that I ran. These things are super noisy. You can hear them howl. The faster you go, the louder they get too. So kind of a traditional mud terrain in that, you know, in that regard as far as noise goes. But if you can live with the noise, the KM2 seems like a pretty good tire. So if they were bigger, I'd probably keep them. But I'm going to put my 35s back on there, and I've actually already got a buyer for these. So I'm going to say goodbye to these tonight and sell them. Let somebody else enjoy them. But that's a quick review and kind of update on what's going on here. Also, I did get the bed cover today, so I'm going to be putting that on tomorrow, and I got my rear spacer lift kit to kind of get my stance back where I need it, so we'll be doing that probably tomorrow or sometime later this week. So I got a couple of more projects coming here before we can get ready to go camping in this thing, but looks like there's some more rain coming, so for now I got to jump off here and get these 35s back on so I can head up to town. So I'll talk to you guys later on. All right, guys, so it's Wednesday and I finally got an opportunity to get out here and put this rear spacer kit on. Try to get you the part number here. So as far as I'm aware, Daystar is the only company that's currently making small spacers for the front and the rear also of the Jeep Gladiator. So there's the part number. This is obviously a 3/4 inch spacer for the rear. And like I said, they're the only company that I know of that's currently making one, so I'm going to show you what it looks like. So on the rear, the instructions said to put the spacer on the bottom. So up there on the top of the coil, the factory insulator is still up there, and then you just add the Daystar spacer to the bottom of the coil perch. And it looks a little wrinkled and crooked, but it's done by the directions, and I think it'll settle in. Once I drive the Jeep, it'll settle in a little bit. Probably give it a few days. So let me crawl out from under here and I'll show you what the new stance looks like. All right, so now when I put the tape measure on there, the rear is exactly 1/2 of an inch higher than the front, which in my opinion is perfect because it takes most of the rake out, but it still leaves you a little bit of extra leeway there for hauling and towing. So when I put stuff in the bed or when I hook on the utility trailer or whatever the case may be, it won't sit really, really nose high like a stink bug. It's still got that pickup truck stance to it, but it doesn't have so much rake that it looks ridiculous, you know. So Again, that's 2 inches exactly in the front on the lift and 3/4 of an inch on the rear. So with that, I'm going to leave it alone for a little while, run this setup for a while, and might even give it a little whirl off-road, see how it works out. In the future, we'll probably go with a full-blown coil spring, control arm, full lift kit. But for now, this will do me just fine. What do you think, Dixie? All right, so that brings me to my next project, which is to put a bed cover on this thing and kind of give myself a way to keep the elements off of things if I need to haul things that need to stay dry. Now, this is a bed cover for a Chevy Colorado, I think for the 15 to 19 model Colorado. Now, the people again on the JT Gladiator Facebook owners group have been experimenting with these Colorado bed covers, and according to what they say, these things fit perfectly. And the great thing about it is they're really, really inexpensive. I got this one for $150 from Amazon. So got a couple of side rails here with Velcro. I've got the bed cover rolled up nicely, and this thing here looks like it's for a camp chair almost. You can see the material there. Feels kind of thick and heavy duty. So I don't know if I'll get a chance to do it here tonight. I would like to, but the sun's going down and I need to get some work done out here on the property. Got to get some mowing done. But that's the next thing we're going to be doing. If I don't get to do it and finish it up tonight, then I will definitely probably do it tomorrow. So here's what the information says on the side of the box. It's for a 15 to 19 Colorado Canyon with a 5-foot bed, and there's the dimensions on it. Now, someone told me that this is actually a Tiger brand, Tyger, which is a very popular brand for guys to put on their Colorados. This one doesn't actually have any markings on it that indicate it's a Tiger brand. It's got very generic looking markings on it, so as of right now, I can't confirm that it's actually a Tiger. I can't remember the name of the company that I bought it from on Amazon, but anyhow, if you go on there and just search for this information, they'll pop up. You can find them. So this should work out pretty good. They all say it's a good cover that fits nicely, and the question that I've got is, can I use it with the trail rail or the cargo management rail system here? You know, this Jeep has the factory rails with those cleats that you can move around, and so I'm wondering how the mounting kit is going to work out with those. That might end up being the interesting part. So I'm going to shut up for now, and when I get to start installing this, I'll kind of show you how it fits, whether or not it works with the rails, and if it does work with the rails, then I'll show you what it looks like and how it functions when I'm all done. All right, guys, but for now, I gotta go get some mowing done before it gets dark. Talk to you guys in a little while. So the really cool thing about these spacers is, since they're polyurethane, they do stay more quiet. You don't get any squeaking or anything, and they also ride pretty good. Of course, I went really mild with it. Stayed with like a 3/4 inch in the back, 2 in the front, which is less than I had on the JL Wrangler, but they do ride really good, and they haven't really diminished the factory ride quality much, and that's kind of what I wanted. I wanted to keep it nice and soft and smooth on the road while still being firm enough off-road to handle what I need to do. So I'm pretty happy with how these turned out so far, and I guess tonight when I get off work, head to the house, we're going to try to get that bed cover put on, because that's it's going to be kind of an interesting project. Got a really weird looking bug crawling into the Jeep here, but I'm kind of curious to see if those brackets are going to work with these cargo management rails. Some of the guys that kind of tipped me off to this Colorado cover, were wondering the same thing. Can you use these with the trail rail system or whatever you call it? Or do you have to remove those rails to put a bed cover on? I guess tonight we will hopefully find out. So I'm going to jump off of here and go get some lunch, and when I come back with the next video, I'm going to show you this bed cover, and I'm going to show you the decals. I don't know if you guys remember that, but had a guy named Don who runs a website called Pixel Decals, and he made me some really cool custom decals for the hood of my Jeep that kind of go along with the theme of what I do and what this is all about. So those are going to be awesome too, and I'll show you those on the next video also. So stay tuned, got some cool stuff coming. Talk to you guys later. And there's that really weird bug. Check that out. It's got some wild colors on it. Don't think I've ever seen anything like that before.